Hello, my name is Miranda Hassett. I'm the rector of St. Dunstan's Episcopal Church in Madison, Wisconsin. I'd like to say a little bit about using gesture in online worship, especially in Zoom worship, as a way to be able to see that we are worshiping and responding together, even when most people have to be muted. It provides a visual cue that lets us know that we're experiencing worship together, praying, joining one another in celebration and in need. So one of the things we've started to do at St. Dunstan's, one of the customs we've developed over the past many months, is of responding to prayer requests and thanksgivings with visual signs. When somebody shares something that's a prayer request or a need, we'll hold our hands in a gesture of prayer like this to let them know we are praying with them. And when somebody shares a celebration or a thanksgiving or something good that's happening in their life, we use twinkle hands like this. This has really become a way that we can respond to one another visually when we're gathered in Zoom worship or another gathering, even when we can't all hear each other. It's really effective and meaningful. We've also experimented with adding gesture to some of our worship in other ways. For example, I may look up some signs from American Sign Language to add just a couple of signs to add a physical element to some of our worship texts, or sometimes our songs as well. For example, a couple of weeks ago we had a text from Romans 8, the Nothing Separates Us from the Love of God text. We read that as a song of faith in place of our psalm at my church. It was broken out into stanzas, and different readers led the stanzas. And between each stanza we said together as a response, "Nothing separates us from the love of God." Now, of course, on Zoom we can't hear everybody's voices because it makes that cacophony thing if you listen, try to have everybody unmuted. So instead we added gesture so we could see that we were responding together. We used ASL signs for nothing and for love. So we said, "Nothing separates us from the love of God. Nothing separates us from the love of God." And that was how we added a visual cue so that we could see that we were responding together to the text even when we couldn't hear one another's voices. I think these uses of gesture are really important, both for that visual element of being able to see that we're worshiping together, and because it kind of brings us back into our bodies. Sometimes Zoom worship can be a little too head and eye focused, and it's good to come back into our bodies and remember that just like in building church, we are worshiping with our whole selves. And so I commend that to you. It's really easy to look up ASL signs. Google will help you out, and to adapt them and to use them in really simple ways just to add that physical and gestural element to your worship. I hope that works out for you. I'd love to hear what you do with it.